being a champion is not just receiving a lot of money or receiving a belt, because I did it thousands of times for free before I got to this point.
I've met Floyd, seen him fight in person. I've even got the same color Olympic medal as him. And I've never seen anyone control the ring like he does. In this video, I'm going to break down what made him get the GOAT title from so many people, and exactly how you can apply some of these techniques in your own training. Most people talk about Floyd's speed, his accuracy, but in my opinion, there was a couple of other factors that made him so successful. The first one is he's a defensive genius. He was so hard to hit. He would move his feet to get out of the way and put himself in a great position to be able to land that perfect counter punch. But he also had a pretty unique shoulder roll defense. And for my 106 fights and all the time I've spent coaching world-class fighters, I've never done or taught this technique. And I'll tell you why in a second, but let's just talk about this defense and why it was so effective. When you're doing this, your lead shoulder rises to protect your chin. Your backhand guards your body, and this helps put you in a position to be able to throw them fast counter punches. Also with this, your weight is slightly back, making your opponent's punches fall short or even glance off you if they do land you. And Floyd didn't just do this to block, he would do this to bait punches. Because if you think someone's in front of you with their lead hand down, they're wide open for an overhand right, which we actually seen Sugar Shane Mosley do on this clip here. This was one of the only times we've seen this from all of Floyd's fights. Now Floyd would angle his body just enough to make you think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna land this punch. Then when you throw it, he would make you miss by inches and counter straight away before you would bring that hand back to your face. And no one else has ever done this the way Floyd's done it. But there was also two other very special things that Floyd did that not many other people can do. And it's hard for anyone to disagree with me on this because of Floyd's success. Now, before I get onto them two things, I just want to say why I'm not a big fan of a shoulder roll. I remember the first time I was in the ring with someone that tried this on me. And this was on the England boxing team. This kid was the national champion who I was sparring with. And he was trying to get my place on the England boxing team when I was like 21 years old. And he come out in the round of sparring and he had his left hand down like this, his right hand up. And he was kind of walking forward. And straight away, I thought, like what I've just said there, he's wide open for a right hand. So I threw a right hand, but I missed because he was leaning his weight back. So what I did was I brought my feet closer to him and I hit him with an overhand right hand. And he kept that hand down and he tried to bring his shoulder up. But I hit him with another one, then another one, then another one, then another one. And I hit him with like 4 or 5 right hands over the top. And I was thinking, that is the stupidest defense I've ever seen. But this is it. England ABA champion. He was like 19 at the time. And we can't really compare his shoulder roll with Floyd Mayweather's. But that being said, this is why I would never teach it to anyone I'm coaching. Because unless you've got them reactions like Floyd, you're going to struggle to have the success. Now on to the other special things that Floyd did, which I do teach when I'm coaching. The first one is his mindset. It was so strong. Now, so many other fighters have a really strong mindset. They're really confident. They really believe in themselves. But you need more than that mindset. You need to have the full package of everything that I'm talking about what Floyd has got.
Fighters should only want to get better. The more you win, the more you should work hard. If you think about losing, you're gonna lose. All I ever thought about was winning. So that's all I know.
Floyd would visualize his success before he even stepped into the ring. There was no alternative to him but winning. And this mindset isn't just for boxing, it's for all walks of life. And I've actually done a full video talking about how I used this mindset of visualization to win my Olympic medal. And it was an absolute game changer. Now, Floyd used to use this mindset to ease the pressure that he put himself under. And he made himself think like, I'm not under any pressure right now, where he was under immense pressure.
Pressure either makes you or break you. Well, you see where I'm at, so it's obvious that I'm the type of athlete or I'm the type of entertainer that can deal with pressure. There's never no pressure.
Now, if you watch his fight in 2013 when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Canelo came in a young, strong, undefeated fighter, but by round 2, Floyd kind of had him figured out. He was reading Canelo's jab. He would slip outside and then come back with a clean counter punch, then move his feet and get out of the way. He basically had the full fight under control, and he was controlling the full rhythm of the fight. He was forcing Canelo to fight at his pace. And this is what he would do in all of his fights. He would get his opponent to do what he wanted them to do without their opponent even realizing it, which is what we call boxing IQ. Now, even though I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather personally, because of the time when I did meet him, what he said to me made me just feel like this guy is a piece of shit. And he lost a big fan in me because of these words that he did say. I still will give him the credit and say I believe he's got the best boxing IQ of all time. And I'll tell you exactly what he said to me in a minute on this video. But first, I just want to talk about his biggest technical asset while we're talking about his techniques. And not many people talk about this, but if you study Floyd closely like I have, you will notice that he never wastes any steps while he's in the ring. He will pivot just enough to take away the angle from the person in front of him, then he will reset in the center of the ring, and his movement and his footwork was just perfect. And it was his feet that made him control every single fight, putting him in the perfect position to defend punches, then that small little sidestep either way to put him into the position to be able to land punches back. And he would also use his front foot to apply pressure with them small little steps, waiting for that moment to land them punches. And if you train boxing, you should be constantly working on the specific footwork things that you need to work on, because you might agree with me, but without good feet, nothing else matters. This is the single best asset that anyone in boxing can have. Now, to have great feet, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. I've got lots of great videos on here giving you footwork specific drills, but also I've created the Boxing Footwork Academy. This is absolutely stacked with the specific things that you need to work on to improve your specific footwork. Not the same as everyone else is doing in the gym, but for you personally. Now, I've stacked this full of education and drills to help you get the very best footwork that you can get. It's full of Olympic level training, drills, methods, and techniques that you can apply in your very next training session. You can get your phone, you can scan here, or go to boxingfitness.com/footwork. The links is below. It's an absolute game changer. Now, let's talk about the other things that Floyd was an absolute genius at, other than making a ton of money, which he was the best fighter in the world at, no question. But the reason why he won them 50 fights was that he understood what he needed to be doing in between fights. Now, if you look at Ricky Hatton, who I love, this was him in between fights. Now, look at Floyd Mayweather, this was the way he looked in between fights. Yes, after his fights, he would take time away from sparring. He would take time away from putting his body through that punishment that it goes through inside of training camps, but he would still keep his body moving and active, giving it time to heal. He really did live the lifestyle that so many fighters, including myself, didn't do after our fights. I would be getting drunk all the time, binge eating, binge drinking with all my mates and thinking, yeah, this is fine. But not Floyd. He would be focusing on his body, making sure it was recovered, and he would be treating it like the money-making machine that his body and his mind was. I just want to ask you and get a conversation going. Do you think Floyd is the greatest fighter of all time? Let me know in them comments. And also, if you like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up so I know and I'll be able to make more like this. So, when I met Floyd, this was when I just come back from the Olympic Games and I was going on a holiday to Las Vegas. A friend of the Great Britain boxing team sent me an email saying, Tony, I know you're going to Vegas. Would you like to go to Floyd's gym and meet him? And I was like, yes, Floyd Mayweather. This was at the time when he was at his peak in boxing, and I was a huge fan. So when I went to Vegas, I went to the gym. I met the person who was running the gym who invited me there. And when I got to the gym was kind of packed. And it was like as if everyone was waiting for Floyd to come in. And while I was waiting for Floyd, I was talking to his uncle, Roger Mayweather, who was great. And he was asking me so many questions and he was quizzing me, my boxing knowledge on who was the greatest fighter of all time. But that's for another video. Floyd finally did come in and he walked around the gym and he shook every single person's hand in the gym. And he was walking all around and he was going to come to me and I'm there like, wow, can't believe Floyd Mayweather's here. I'm in the same presence of him. And when he come round to me, he stood in front of me, he looked me up and down, and he said, who the fuck's this white boy? I said, oh, I'm Tony, Floyd. I went to the Olympics like you, and I got a medal. And he kind of like barely shook my hand, and he walked away. And I was like, what the hell? Who the fuck is this white boy? I wasn't expecting that from my biggest idol in boxing. So after that day, I thought, that guy's a scumbag, and I'm not a fan. Now, when I told you about the mindset that helped me win an Olympic medal, I created a full video talking all about it. If you click here, watch this video next. I'll tell you about the mindset techniques to help me win an Olympic medal. Click here and watch this video next.